Dads, what's the craziest reason you've ever grounded your son for? I came home from a long shift. I found my son sitting on the couch in the dark, the TV off, and his eyes on the ceiling. I asked what he did today. He said one word, nothing. My phone buzzed, and I saw an $824.90 charge hit my bank from DoorDash. I have never used DoorDash in my life. I opened the receipt and saw one item. One burrito, no chips, no drink, no extra cheese. I turned to him and asked if he ordered food. He nodded and said, yeah, just some lunch. I looked closer and saw the restaurant address, Chipotle, California. We live 3,000 miles away. I asked him why the location was across the country. He said he picked a random store because it was at the top of the list. The burrito was $11. Delivery was $743. The tip was $89. I asked why he didn't cancel the order. He said he thought the price would drop after checkout. I stared at him and tried to stop my brain from overheating. Then there was a knock at the door. I opened it to a delivery driver holding a beat-up foil-wrapped burrito. He said the store decided to send it anyway. He said he had been driving all day. He handed me the bag and looked like he needed a nap and a chiropractor. I brought the burrito inside and set it in my son's lap. He peeled the foil and glared at it. He said, "This is cold." He said, "Tell him to take it back and bring me a hot one right now." I felt something in my forehead twitch. I told him he just burned $800 on a single tortilla. He said it wasn't his fault. He said DoorDash tricked him. He said the driver took too long. I asked how old he was, and he answered correctly, which was not helping his case. I told him to get in the car. He asked if we were going to Chipotle. I said yes. We drove in silence. While the burrito fogged the car with the smell of cilantro and regret, I turned right, not left. He noticed. He asked why we were in a parking lot with a sign that said adoption. I parked and turned off the engine. He stared at me and swallowed. I took the burrito, walked him inside, and set the bag on the front desk. The receptionist looked at us and blinked. I said, "Do you accept returns on Deluxe models with premium spending habits?" My son said, "Dad." I pointed at the burrito and said, "This child ordered one of these from California." The receptionist tried not to laugh and failed. I asked for a clipboard and slid it to my son. I told him to check the box for a new father who can afford cross-country delivery fees. He said he was sorry. I said I believed him and that the clipboard still looked empty. He said he was really sorry. I asked the receptionist how long the waiting list was for dads with unlimited gas money. She said forever. I said that sounds perfect. My son started to cry real tears, not fake one. He said he would pay me back. I asked him with what money. He said he could mow lawns. I said he just hired a driver for 9 hours to bring him rice. He said he would mow the whole neighborhood. I handed him the pen. He held it and shook his head. He said, "Please take me home." I said, "Are you going to argue with me again about the cold burrito?" He said no. I said, "Good, because you can warm it up yourself." The receptionist slid us a box of tissues and looked like she wanted to frame the moment. I took the burrito back and walked him to the car. He buckled up without being asked, which was a first. We drove past the real Chipotle, and he did not say a word. We got home and I set the burrito on the counter. He asked how long he was grounded. I said until California moves next door. He asked if he could have a bite. I said sure. It cost a used car. He took a bite and made a face. I said, "Tastes expensive." He nodded and chewed like it was a life lesson. Then I took his phone, canceled every app that brings food, and changed every password in the house. He asked what he was supposed to do for lunch tomorrow. I pointed at the foil. He asked if I was serious. I said yes. "And he can tip the microwave 90%. He said that was not funny. I said neither was a 9-hour burrito. And then I drove him back to the adoption center to return the clipboard.